So fix number 8 is you need to spend time on pain. I already touched on this a little earlier, but I'm going to expand on this now. The more pain you identify and expose in your prospects' brains, the faster they want to act, right? Like I said with the fire earlier. So because deprivation creates motivation. As an example, if you haven't eaten in 1 hour, so you ate last hour and now for the last 60 minutes you haven't eaten any, you're not that motivated to eat because you're not hungry. You just ate. Okay. You have no deprivation yet, so you have no motivation to eat. But if you haven't eaten in 3 days, you're going to basically forget everything, all your responsibilities, and you'll try your best to find food because you feel like you're going to starve, right? If it's 4 days, it becomes even worse. If it's 7 days, like you feel like you're almost going to die. And then, you have a lot of motivation to find food. It's the same solution, right? It's food here and it's food here, but it's a different time frame. So the more deprivation you can find, the faster you can sell your thing. It's extremely important. So you use the pain cycle, like I said in every call. What have you tried before to fix this? Okay, interesting. How long did you try that for? Oh, 2 months. Okay, how'd that go? All right. What else have you tried? Okay, how long did you try that for? And you keep going. And you ask those questions till they say nothing else, and then you max out the pain. All right. You pulled out the maximum amount of deprivation that you could through a call. And the more you do this, the more cycles you have for this, the more motivation they will have to do something about it, which means they will book faster, they will show up, they will close faster, they will sell it better internally, and everything just gets better. Okay. And this graph here just visualizes the same concept. Let's get into the next fix number 9. You need to understand the decision criteria of every stakeholder. All right. This is especially important if you don't just sell to one person, obviously, and it's like bigger deals with multiple people. Getting everyone on the meeting, I just covered how to do that. But it doesn't matter if you have everyone on the meeting if you don't know how to sell to multiple people at once. Okay? Too many people focus on the company's pain points and general criteria. You need to understand that every person in your call has individual pains, desires, motivations, and goals, which you need to know. Okay? It's not just the company. These are individual people that work there. Every time someone else gets introduced, you need to take some time to ask them questions about them. Even if it's in a group setting, you can name someone. You say, what do you think about? And then you go through each person. Okay? You can then connect their personal pains to the company's pain points and make everyone love your solution. Because if you have 5 stakeholders, if 3 are convinced and 2 aren't, you might get the deal. But they're going to internally have a lot of meetings back and forth. Talk about this, talk about that. We disagree. We agree. Let's do it. Let's not do this. And then it just stretches out the sales cycle. And we don't want that. You want to have everyone in the same boat because then they can make a decision like this. Like they're going to sit there after the meeting. Do you want this? Yes, 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 yes. All right, let's do it. Simple, right? For example, a company as a problem spends too much time and money on manual reporting for whatever that might be. The CFO has a personal desire to keep costs as low as possible and appeal to the board. Right? Because he has to make reports to the board. The sales team lead won't care about the board. Okay? So if you only mention this, then you won't have this guy in your boat. The sales team lead just wants the team to reach their targets because saving time would increase the efficiency of the team, which means the team gets paid more, reaches a target. So the sales team lead also gets paid more. All right? So you need to cover this too. The CRO, right? The chief revenue officer just cares about how the time saved will increase the revenue. Okay? Just care about money and numbers. And the sales team itself just wants to go home and get paid. So your solution should not make their job more complicated because the team lead is going to ask the sales team what they think of it. Each of these needs to be addressed. If you only talk about the benefit of how it will save the sales team's time, you'll miss the other points and it will be harder to sell internally since not everyone is on board. Okay? So take the time to understand each person's individual pains, desires, motivations, and goals. And you write them down in your CRM for each person. And then you make a business case that you can present to cover each and every single one. And then you sell everyone. Because if someone needs to sell it internally to someone else who's not convinced without your presence, they're going to fuck up because they don't know the product as well as you do. They don't understand the problems as well as you do because you're in sales and they're not. Okay? So do this. It's extremely important. And the last fix is a very simple thing that makes a massive difference. Never leave the meeting without booking the next meeting. Okay? If you ignore everything else I told you, just do this. A lead should never fall between the gaps because then you need to constantly follow up, chase them, waste resources and time of your sales team for no reason. So make it a habit to use the last 5 minutes of a call to find time for the next call. And the same rules apply in the as in the appointment booking system. You always push for the next few days and you gradually move the window out if they don't have time. But don't suggest 3 weeks from now right away for no reason, unless you actually need 3 weeks to prepare something for the next meeting. But if your sales cycle is 3 weeks longer just because you can't do your work faster, then you should find a way to fix that. Okay. Like if your prospect has time tomorrow, but you're not ready by tomorrow, that's a you problem. You should find a way to do it. Use AI, use automations, just find a way. Because again, saving 3 weeks is massive. Okay. It's such a simple fix, but it always happens. Even if the prospect says, I don't know when I'll get back to you, you can still just book a temporary slot and say, we can always move it, right? Just say, okay, then let's put in Friday just as a temporary slot, same time as today. If you can't make it, it's fine. Then we can still reschedule, but let's just keep it in there. It just works. And 9 times out of 10, the person will show up to that meeting. It's not just temporary, even though you said it is. And then you talk again. Simple as that.